Welcome back to Creasonomics with your special host, Mr. Gray. I'm glad to have you back. As always, I am always so sorry that I have not seen you guys as soon as I have expected. Like I said, I typically want to get a hold of something in hand. I know a lot of reviewers, and I don't want to say a lot, but a decent amount of reviewers typically, tell you about stuff and they may not be holding the shoe. I want to hold the shoe. And not only do I want to hold the shoe, I want to hold the shoe before release. Because to me, I'm doing y'all a disservice if I'm not. Not saying I will always be able to get the shoe. But today I got the shoe, guys. And so I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. So, what do I have for you guys today? We're going to jump right into it. As you can see, the box is sitting right here. And so we're just going to go ahead and jump right on in it. So, first, let's do some readings from the box. Okay, as you can see, this is the box. You've seen this box before. I'm gonna read you the colors, and I think when I read you the colors, if you've been paying attention to sneaker world, and if you're on this video, you probably do. You'll know what this sneaker is. So the colors are white, black, and aurora green. So if you've been paying attention, then you already know that this sneaker is the Jordan 1 High tie-dye. So I have this in a size 12. Why is it a size 12? Mr. Gray, you wear 10.5. Why do you have a size 12? Well, one, it's a women's shoe. But as we all know, they really just shift the sizing, and it's really the same shoe. The shoe doesn't ever look any different. Before we pull the shoe out of the box, let's just talk about the interesting way Nike or the Jordan brand always finds a way to capitalize off of something. I guess, Jordan wore or did. Think about one example that pops to the top of my head, and I have not a single other one, which is pretty sad, is the shattered backboard. That whole shattered backboard story that I did a video on, months and months ago, sometime last year. You had that, so they had the shattered backboard shoe. That was what he was playing somewhere overseas, in a scrimmage game. But now you have another shoe once again, and they do this a lot. A lot of times they come up with an idea based off of something he's wore, something he's done, or something he's really into. Either way, I think it's always a great idea. This time what they use is, and I guess we're going to have to flash back. So in 1992, Sports Illustrated was lucky enough to have Michael Jordan come sit with them for a photo shoot. And what he didn't know, but he was a good sport, was he didn't know that they were going to be the kids of it was Sports Illustrated kids. Let me elaborate on that. And what he didn't know was that they were going to be dressing him on all sorts of goofy costumes. He was actually cool with it. He was perfectly fine with it. And so there were the title of that actual that actual magazine was Michael Mania. And so the few things they dressed him in, they dressed him as a cowboy. He had his little cowboy hat, this weird little cowboy jacket with like some tassels hanging off of it. He dressed as a grandma knitting. He dressed as a punk rocker with some neon hair. Any of those into a shoe. Okay, I wouldn't want to see the cowboy as a Jordan 1 High. I don't care. I wouldn't want to see grandma knitting somehow turned into a Jordan High. Now the punk rocker with the neon green hair, he had a leather jacket on. There's something that can be worked with that. But the shoe that they made this shoe from the picture from is when he's wearing an afro, and he's got a tie-dye shirt on. And that is what we have here today, as I've mentioned. The Jordan 1 High tie-dye. So this is the first time that they've done the tie-dye process on leather. On a Jordan. The first time on a Jordan that they've done the tie-dye process on leather. So they may have done it on several other shoes, but this is the first time they've done it on a Jordan. And it looks good. I'll be honest with you. When I first got it, I was sitting there and I was looking at it, and I was thinking to myself, and this is before I actually could really get a true understanding of what this material was, because I felt it, and I stared at it. I was looking at it from the side. Let me get a little bit closer here. Let's just get that a little bit closer, guys. I tried my best to tell, without having to research it. I tried my best to figure out what I thought this material was, and I'll be honest with you, I could not find out. When you feel it, you know, it's kind of, it has a like kind of a flaky feel. Almost feels like if you were to rub it too much, the material will come off. And once again, this is tie-dye leather, so it should, I would say it shouldn't come off. When I rub it, it doesn't, but you know, you can actually literally feel it kind of, it's kind of rough. It's really rough. It looks good. I really love it. Unfortunately, it only came with one pair of laces. It came with a black pair of laces. Nothing to look at. But I saw somebody online sticking some, on Instagram, sticking some hot pink laces, and I'm not gonna lie, it really popped off. So let's pass the tie-dye leather, which is the best part of it. The one thing that's, well, let's go into the leather first. So the leather is slightly tumbled, and so once again, if you've been on my channel a few times, let's see if we can get you a closer view here. Boom. If you've been on my channel a few times, you know I have a little tier process or tier levels, and so you know I have my tier 1, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So for me, this is a tier 2. This is a tier 2 leather, as you can see. It kind of, to me, has that mid-grade tumbling. Comfortable shoe. The one, what is it? The one thing I want to say. So, I mean, once again, I'm not going to go in that part again. But the tier level, it is definitely 2. I wanted to move it up, but I really can't. It just doesn't have that, like, and I know this is the wrong shoe to pull out. This is a bad idea, but it was the closest one to me. I can't, of course, I will never compare it to like I said, this is another shoe that was based off of something, off of a, you know, a Michael Jordan related incident or slash clothes that he's worn, colors that he's worn. But anyway, I wouldn't say it would be as tumbled as that, but it does have a slight bit of tumbling. Definitely not. I wouldn't put it like lower graded. But there was only one surprise. Outside of what's painfully obvious in the shoe, there's one surprise that most people probably haven't paid attention to. So, and nobody will, be honest with you. But inside of the heel, if you can notice, it's actually satin in there. It's actually a satin all up, and it's the upper portion. So, but it's also like the same way. It's the same way on the back of the tongue here. So they actually put satin in here, which I guess they tend to like to do with the women's shoes, but they typically do it on the outside, not on the inside, at least to what I've noticed. And I just barely accidentally saw that, because I was like, I noticed that it was shiny right there around the top of the heel. And I was like, So when I reached in there, it felt really good. I was like, okay, all right. I mean, I guess it'll feel good when I, you know, slide my foot in there. But, you know, other than that, that's what you got. Quick things to touch on. Okay, so why am I personally excited about this shoe? So I know I'm gonna name a shoe that has nothing to do with the Jordan 1 High, but a shoe I've always really wanted, but I just didn't want to pay the price, and I wish before the Dunk prices skyrocketed I bought it, was the SB Dunk Huff. I've wanted it for so long because I like tie-dye, and it has tie-dye kind of like right here on the side of it. But, you know, like I said, the price skyrocketed, and I just took it off my list of things to buy because I'm not spending near $2,000. I just don't want to, daggone it. So anyway, to me, this, as I always say, I always have a consolation prize. This is my consolation prize. This is the next best thing if I'm not able to have the SB Dunk Huff. And I like it. It really has a really nice colorway. Outside of that, I don't know if there's much more to say about the shoe. It's supposed to, I believe the date was moved to, so originally it was supposed to come out, I think this last weekend. No, actually, I think last week I think it was June 11th, I believe. But then they ended up moving the date to June 26th, which I don't know what's necessarily going on in the house of Jordan, but of course the dates have been moving like crazy over there. They've been pushing everything up. So anyway, hopefully it still drops on June 26th. Either way, as far as my house is concerned, it has already dropped. And I haven't got a chance to wear it yet because I'm not gonna lie, DHL came through and dropped this off today, and I was so excited. I was like, I wasn't necessarily wearing anything that matched it, so I wasn't changing my clothes, so I was like, I can't wear it right now. But I can't wait to lace this up. I really can't. I'm sorry. Just checking the shoe boxes here, just the toe box. I mean, just to get a. All right, everything looks good. You know, just checking it out. You know, you can never be too sure. Anyway, Jordan 1 high tie-dye, June 26th. I am gonna go on record saying that it's absolutely gonna sell out. I couldn't tell you. I'm not a pro. I couldn't tell you what resale is gonna be. I know resale right now, and I haven't looked at it in a while. It's probably lasts about about 300, a little lower 300s. Will it hold? You never know. You know, after a shoe drops, those prices go down always a little smidgen. I personally think this shoe's gonna sell out. Unfortunately, Jordan, nobody seems to be able to get numbers from Jordan/Nike regardless anymore. I remember last year, you'd have a lot of sneaker bloggers and different Instagram pages and stuff. They'd be like, "There's gonna be 50,000 of these, 60,000 of these." It seems like Nike has cut off all that information. Unless they specifically want us to know, for the most part, we have no idea what stock numbers are going to be. But I think this is a unique shoe enough to make it a good sale. It doesn't matter for me. I got mine, so I'm good. So I hope you guys are lucky enough to get it. Go hard in the paint if you want it. And guys, I just want to thank you once again for tuning in. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday. MisterGray out.